Hello beautiful, and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, hello and welcome. My name is Mawaheb. Today's video is the first video of 2024 and I'm incredibly grateful to be exactly where I am today. I'm extremely grateful for your support, for your comments, for the conversations that we have on a daily basis. You guys don't understand how much you mean to me. I just want to express how grateful I am for every single one of you, honestly. I just hope at some point in my life that I get to meet you guys in real life and have real life conversations, like face to face would be incredible. But the S41 wax has literally shocked me, you guys, and I'm not going to talk too much because I want you to keep on watching. Good evening everyone. I've literally just finished work and ready to burn some beautiful candles in my bedroom. It's literally pouring outside and it's only right to turn on some candles with you guys this evening. Just to give you a little bit of a refresh, all of my candles had rough tops, as you guys can see here. That can be fixed with a quick second pour or even a heat gun, but because I am using it for myself and at home, I'm not going to bother too much with how the tops look like. In terms of glass adhesion, going really good. I know I have a little bit of pillaways here, but it's not so bad if I'm being honest with you. I love how these look. I don't remember having a good glass adhesion like this in a while, and this is for the last candle. Now I did over pour on these two candles, unfortunately, which is why this candle sits a little bit lower than usual, but that's okay. The recommended wicks on Candle Shack's website would be the CL wick family. I decided to go for the CL12, CL14. My wicks of choice, I decided to go for TB12 and TB10. Let's light these babies up. I don't know if the camera's picking up the rain, but honestly it's just so beautiful, just lighting some candles on a beautiful rainy day. And I say beautiful, you guys, because I genuinely enjoy the rain. I know a lot of us don't really like the rain, but I don't mind it. I find there's so much blessings in the rain. I can't wait to share the results with you guys in 1 hour. And here's for the first hour burn. Can I tell you that the hot throw of this candle wax is spectacular? Like, I cannot tell you or describe how beautiful it smells in my bedroom right now. I wish you can smell it through the camera. I am so happy with this, honestly. And look at these wicks. A moment of appreciation for these wicks. Look how beautiful and steady these wicks are. Let me just take you closer so we can go through these wicks one by one. So these are the TB wicks, and these are the wicks that I decided to go for. This was not recommended by Candle Shack. It's always good to branch out to other wick families and test and try what works best for your candle wax, your fragrance, your candle container, etc. This is TB10. Even though the wick is a little bit tiny, but honestly, the flame height is not too short where it will switch itself off. The flame height is perfect. I mean, it's burning so beautifully and slowly. By the second or third hour burn, I believe this wax will all be melted. This is the TB12. Another great flame height, another great wick. Honestly, TB12, these TB wicks are literally making me so happy. TB12, again, I probably by the second hour burn all of this wax that's around the candle container. That will also be melted eventually. But look at these two wicks, you guys. I mean, steady, beautiful, clean burn, no mushrooming. Amazing, just excellent. For the CL14, this wick is a little bit too big because I am literally at a melt pool. As you guys can see, that's a little bit too deep of a melt pool for the first hour burn. I also have a melt pool for CL12, but it's a lot smaller than CL14. I think if I wick down from CL12, I think I will definitely have success. Look at how beautiful the flame height is. No flickering. It's just beautiful. Look at it, you guys. Let me show you from this side. Look at them. They're just like, they're so steady. Here we are for the second hour burn. Let's go through each wick in detail. TB10, I believe it is a little bit too small for the 20 centiliter candle container, even though it's not tunneling. No mushrooming on the wick. The flame height is not too small where it will switch itself off. Moving on to TB12, I think this wick is doing a lot better than TB10 in terms of how it's burning. Again, I got a melt pool now. On the first hour burn, I obviously didn't have a melt pool. Now I do. My wick is completely steady. It hasn't moved. It doesn't flicker. It's not going high where it's dangerous. Did I mention that there's no mushrooming on the wick as well? And yeah, I mean, it's looking great, to be quite honest with you. This is what I like to see in my candles. This is the type of flame heights that I like to see in my candle. I believe with this candle, for example, the flame is too high, and even though there is no flicker on the CL14 wick, if there was a flicker, that flame height will go a lot higher than it should, which is why I wouldn't go for the CL14 with my 20 centiliter candle container. But again, I think it's burning very well. Is that mushrooming I see? No. Moving on to CL12, I think this wick is also doing amazing. I want to try the wick that's a little bit smaller than this, but again, a beautiful wick, a beautiful flame height. I think the CL and the TB wicks are definitely an excellent potential for S41 wax. As for the third hour burn, there's nothing else I think that I can add on. I mean, this clip, this video is just speaking for itself, I think. Flame height on TB12 is amazing, excellent, exactly what I want to see in my candle. It's just, you guys, it's literally a perfect candle. I mean, look how steady the wicks are, you guys. I can't be making this up. Look how steady all the wicks are from TB and CL. It's amazing. Even with CL14 and a large wick, look how steady that is. It's just excellent, honestly. CR14, of course, we have a larger flame height than the rest of them. I do have a deeper melt pool. I do have a little bit of mushrooming on the wick, as you guys can see here, but it's not a mushrooming where it's so big where I'm worried about it. Moving on to CL12, honestly, I think I said that I wanted to try a smaller wick. Judging by the CL12 and the third hour burn, I think it's working excellent. Look at this flame height. The melt pool is lovely. I mean, it's just working excellent, and it gave me a pretty much full melt pool by the third hour burn. I mean, I could try a smaller wick. I don't have anything to lose. It's always good to try. We'll never know until we try. Super happy with this. I don't know how many times I'm gonna say happy with this in today's video, but it's just looking excellent, you guys. And this is me just showing you how lovely and steady these flame heights are, you guys. Last hour burn, nothing major has changed. Everything looks pretty consistent. CL14 is flickering a little bit more than usual. I do have a little bit more mushrooming on CL12, as you guys can see it, but it's very tiny. CL14 has a little bit of a bigger mushroom and more of a flickering flame height, as you guys can see. As for the TBs, they're looking great, consistent. Even CL12 is doing great. Look at the steady flame, looks excellent. I need to start getting ready for bed. I have work tomorrow, and I will show you guys the resets tomorrow as well, so we can see how the wax settles after it burns. And good night, beautiful people. I want to show you the resets of my candles. So it basically had a similar reset to when I first poured my candles. It definitely has a rough reset, as you guys can see here. It's pretty rough, but it's actually not too bad. It's not like I have like sinkholes or anything like that. It's just a little bit rough. It's not smooth, if I'm making sense. And this would be the last candle. Well, you let me know your comments and thoughts about my burn test video. Excuse me if I'm gonna brain dump on you right now, but I have never tested this wax before. It is my first time. It's a newly launched wax by Candle Shack. I've spoken about this wax with one of you guys that tested it out before me, and he said how incredible the wax was, and I just couldn't wait to actually burn test it and actually make the candles with you, which is what I done. I am at loss for words because I have it's just the test is incredible. The wicks worked perfectly. CL wicks mushroomed, TB didn't, but the mushrooming on the CL wicks was very minimal, nothing that I was worried about. CL14, as you guys saw, was a bit too big for my candle jar, so I wouldn't use CL14 with my 20 centiliter. I was curious to know how the CL10 will work compared to CL12, because I was thinking maybe CL10 would work a little bit better than CL12. But obviously that's for me to test in my own time. But you guys, overall, that burn test made me so happy. Now I have to be honest, I have been testing, and my original wax has been Kerastoi for the longest time, and I had a comment the other day under one of my videos about what's my favorite wax, and I did say that I tend to go back to Kerastoi quite a lot because I do love how it cures, it doesn't leave a rough surface, and I also love how it resets because I get very minimal rough surfaces after it resets with Kerastoi. I get a really good cold throw, I get a really good hot throw with Kerastoi. The only disadvantage that I've had so far with this wax is the wicking process. I've tried TCR, it didn't work, Eco, it didn't work, TB, it didn't work, Stabilo, it didn't work, and now I'm trying to double wick, and I use 30 centiliter candle jars. These are my favorite jars to use, and I just haven't had any luck with single wicking, so now I'm gonna try to do double wicking. And I feel like at this stage, if double wicking doesn't work with my Kerastoi, I'm starting to be open to actually maybe shift waxes and not have Kerastoi as my main wax anymore and test a wax like S41. The only issue is with S41 that I tend to worry about, again I was having this conversation with one of you guys, is how rough it sets. So when you first pour the candle, as you saw in my last week's video, if you haven't seen it I'll link it down below, it leaves a pretty rough surface. And also after you burn it, again as you saw in today's video, it does leave a rough surface. And I always wonder, and I think, do customers actually care about how the candle looks like after it finishes burning? Because I can fix the candle when I first pour it, a little heat gun, a bit of a pour, a bit of a second pour, and it's sorted. But it's the aftermath. It's like, would you care if my candle has a bit of a rough surface after it burns? Is that something that a customer thinks about when they buy a candle? And to speak for myself, you guys, when I make candles, I want this nice, beautiful, perfect, smooth top even after it burns. I do admit that. But if Kerastoi is not working with me in terms of wicking anymore, and I just tested S41 and I had an incredible experience with it, I'm just so worried about making that sacrifice. It's so important for me that you buy a quality candle, a safe candle. That's what's important. And a performing candle as well. At the end of the day, you buy a candle because you want your house to smell good, or an area of your house to smell good. I wonder if the aesthetic parts will really matter after it burns, and I'd love to hear your thoughts about this as well, because you guys, I'm thinking to buy this wax again. I'm thinking to buy a bigger block of this wax because it was a great experience working with it, as you saw in today's video. I have a few candles curing for Kerastoi that I'm gonna give it one last chance, you guys. If it doesn't work, then I guess I'm gonna have to move on to another wax, and yeah, I guess I'm trying to make a decision with you guys right now. I'm kind of literally brain dumping on you. I feel like I don't want to waste so much time on trying to wick a wax when I've literally just found a wax where the wicking process has been excellent. So yeah, rapeseed and coconut, another wax that I had a great experience with. It worked very well with Stabilo. If you guys haven't seen that burn test, I'll leave it down below. But anyway, I don't want to take too much of your time. I'm going to close out today's video. Please make sure that you click on that subscribe button down below. Give this video a huge thumbs up. Comment down below on what videos you'd like to see from me in the future. And don't forget to turn your post notifications on so you guys can get notified every time I post a new video. With that said, have a great weekend, a lovely week, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye guys. Hello beautiful. I don't normally give you an update on the second round of burn testing, but I'm literally doing this with my S41 wax just to give you a better idea of how the wax is actually burning on the second round of burn testing. So this is a CL12, which I think is doing really well. CL14 still has a higher flame height, and it does have a little bit of a flicker. It kind of started flickering towards the 3rd hour burn, the 4th hour burn. And this is the 3rd hour burn, by the way. And just moving on to TB12, this is doing incredible. Really happy with the flame height. I'm so happy with how slow the wax is burning as well. The wax residue around here will burn as the candle get warmer, so I'm not too worried about that part of the candle. And to move on to TB10, the candle is tunneling, but in terms of the flame height, if you guys can see, they're all steady, beautiful. Even if it has a slight dance, it's absolutely fine. but the majority of the time on the 3rd hour burn, for it to be this steady on the 2nd round of burn testing is incredible. I just thought I'd give you guys a quick update.